We are looking at differentiating products, or recognize that we have one function times another function. So if we're asked to do the derivative, I'll just call it of an f function times a g function. Then it's going to be, and I remember it as the derivative of the first times the second plus the derivative of the second times the first. That's how I remember it. So let's go ahead and use this and apply it to these two functions here. All right. So in this case, the context would be the f is the cosine function. The g is the x squared function. Okay. So d dx of cosine of x times x squared. Okay. So this is our f, this is our g. This is going to be equal to f prime times g plus g prime times f. All right, so if you need to, you can, and I know when you're first starting this, if you have trouble in your head, it's kind of helpful if you just write out what f prime and g prime are. I'm leaving off the x, I'm just kind of streamlining here. F prime, the derivative of cosine is negative sine. The derivative of x squared is 2x. Okay, so at this stage, you should have memorized what it is, what cosine derivatives are, and how to do the power rule by now. Okay, so exponent out front, subtract 1 from the exponent leaves a 1. So the higher up in math we go, and especially notice how much we're kind of doing here. We don't want to get caught up in kind of the basics, so we're practicing the product rule here. All right, so f prime, the derivative of cosine is negative sine, times g, you just rewrite g, x squared, plus derivative of g is 2x, times rewrite f, which is cosine. Then we just want to simplify, make everything look nice. Negative sine x times x squared. I'll probably write that out in front. Plus 2x cosine x. So I would write this as negative x squared sine x plus 2x cosine x. And it doesn't matter too much. It just kind of prevents that confusion of what's included inside the trig function. That's why we usually write it out front. Let's see how we did. So negative x squared times sine x plus 2x cosine x. Got it? Okay. So that's kind of the strategy here. Write them out if you need to. That's kind of the trick. Looks like I lost an x there. Maybe I forgot it or it got deleted. Write out your derivatives if you need them. But as we get more advanced, we'll just be doing a lot of this stuff in our heads when we go forward. All right, same game here. I'll go ahead and do one more. So this time I'll go ahead and do it in the head style. So let's rewrite the problem. d dx, e to the x, sine x. And at the very least, we can write out, like this is our f function, this is our g function. So the derivative of the first, so this will be equal to f times g plus g prime f. Sorry about the color there. That's what the derivative is equal to. So I'd rewrite it as equals. The derivative of the first is e to the x times the second, sine x, plus the derivative of the second is cosine x times the first, e to the x. So that's how I do it, is I just have that saying, derivative of the first times the second plus the derivative of the second times the first. But there's the formula if you need it, and then you can write out what the functions are. Then, like I said, I usually like having the trig function after everything. And let's see how we did. Oh, and they gave us some options here. Oh, and it looks like we factored out. We have a common factor e to the x. So let's go ahead and pull that out. So both of these terms are separated by a plus sign, have an e to the x. Then what's left? Sine x plus cosine x. Okay. E to the x plus times sine x plus cosine x. Okay. Got it. See if the next one's any different. And exactly the same type of problem.